So Ben, please come up to the stage.
Hello. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. What I'd like to do in our time together is talk to you about some of the technical details that I couldn't get to this morning. And I'll also do a small, concise review of some of the programs I described this morning as well. And by the way, I don't know if Jason mentioned, I work in our developer product group at Google. So I spend all my time focused on how we can help developers. I want to start out with an illustration of how Google uses technology to help developers. I do this in the context of machine learning. So we have a lot of products that have almost magical features that are powered by machine learning. One example is Google Photos, where I can vaguely remember some details about a moment in my past. I type what I remember into Google Photos, and it comes up with that moment without any training. It somehow just knows what I'm looking for. AlphaGo was the engine that powered the DeepMind competition that we ran earlier this year in Korea, where we challenged one of the leading Go experts in the world, Lee Sedol, who were predicting even just a few months earlier that such a feat would be a decade or more in the future. So machine learning is what's powered this, and we've created an open source project to share our machine learning technology with the rest of the world. Use the same technology that we use. But not everyone has the skills to take this open source project and make use of it. So we've also created commercial services with our Google Cloud division that make it trivial, that make it super easy for people to use machine learning to do things like recognize objects in a photo, or translate from a foreign language, like our Google Translate product, or to perform translation. Thank you. I misspoke a little bit there. So the Cloud Speech can convert an audio stream into text, and then Cloud Translate can do the translation. We're really excited about what's happening here in Indonesia in the developer community. We've been spending a lot of energy helping developers like eFishery, who we talked about this morning, and developers like the Tahu Balat app, which is really successful in Google Play, achieve success here. We're also pleased to share with you some of the participants in the Launchpad Accelerator program that I talked about this morning, and they'll be here after my remarks. We have 6 of the participants in the program that are going to be here to interact with you, and we're really excited for you to be able to talk to them about their stories. I want to talk to you more for the next few minutes about the technology that we're creating to help developers here in Indonesia and globally. All of these technologies are focused on helping developers create apps and then grow the users of these apps so that they have more people using these apps and earn money from these apps. Let me start with Android. So Android is the fastest growing platform, one of the fastest growing platforms in the world, the most popular mobile operating system. I'm just going to plow through this because I've got the bullets. Can you see the bullets on the slide? We have over 1.4 billion users of Android every month, which is pretty exciting, and over 1.5 million daily activations, and over 400 OEM partners building Android devices that operate with over 500 mobile operators. With Android Nougat, which we announced earlier this year in March, we've updated Android to make it better than ever. We have features that improve the performance of Android, making it faster than ever, features that increase its productivity. Some of these include support for multiple windows. Others include enhanced notifications. We can walk you through any of the details you'd like. And to harden the security of Android, make it more secure than ever. We also have a tool called Android Studio. It's a free tool that makes it easier for developers to create Android apps. And this year, we've announced a number of features that make this better than ever, including a feature that I have rolling in the background video here that makes it really easy for developers to create user interfaces that can scale to different devices, which is really important because of all the different devices that are in the Android ecosystem. Can't talk about Android without talking about Google Play. Google Play is our distribution channel for Android apps, and the stats here are really impressive. As you can see on the screen, we've paid $7 billion to app developers in 2015. We have 1 billion 30-day active users in 190 countries. These are people who are visiting Play every month to find new content. So these improvements to Android, coupled with the breadth of Google Play, create a great opportunity for Indonesian developers to create the next generation of really powerful apps, of really innovative apps, and get those into users' hands, not only here in Indonesia, but throughout the rest of the world as well. I want to talk to you about another recent improvement we've made that also uses machine learning. We have advertising products that help developers advertise their apps in order to get users to install and use those apps. As Caesar mentioned this morning, we have 7 different properties with over 1 billion users. So there are lots of different places where lots of users can see these ads. In the past, we've left it up to developers to sort of figure out where to put their ads and which ad campaigns would be most effective. With Universal App Campaigns, we use machine learning to help developers by having them just give us their goals for their ad campaigns, and we figure out where to put the ads dynamically to give them the best return on their advertising investment. You heard just before me about progressive web apps. I won't further review this, but I just wanted to share with you my own personal enthusiasm for progressive web apps as giving web developers a fantastic way for them to create really engaging web experiences that really pull users in using the unique advantages of the web. I also want to talk to you about Firebase. I mentioned it a little bit this morning. Firebase is a new product that we've created that has a bunch of tools to help developers. Our motivation here is to help developers focus more of their time and energy on breakthrough features and on the things that are really unique to their apps, and less of their time on what I sometimes call plumbing, on the types of activities that every app developer has to do. And we want to make that stuff as easy as possible so that they can innovate instead of having to do redundant, repetitive tasks. Let me show you an example of how this works. So one of the features of Firebase is crash reporting. I'm just going to talk through the scenario, and then if you want me to sort of break it down for you as you translate, just let me know.
Yeah, sure.
We've got a crash reporting feature that tells developers details about how their apps have crashed. And then we have another feature called analytics, which they can use to then see how those crashes impacted their app's performance. And then we have another feature called notifications that lets them send messages to their users, in this example, the affected users, to say, hey, listen, we saw you had a crash, we fixed it, give us another try. This is one example of how all these tools really work together. At the heart of Firebase is this tool called Analytics, which gives developers a free and unlimited analytics platform. This is really important because in order for developers to use data to improve their application, they have to have that data. And oftentimes developers are reluctant to instrument their app as much as they could, because in the past these packages have cost a lot of money for developers. And by making it free and unlimited, we sort of free them to be able to add as much instrumentation as they want. And Firebase is deeply integrated with the Google Cloud platform. So this creates a great experience for developers because they immediately use these easy-to-use features in Firebase, and then as their app achieves success and it grows really large, they can take advantage of our more customized features in the Google Cloud platform. All right, so in summary, we're updating the Android platform, which is one of the world's most popular platforms and the world's most popular mobile operating system. We've created a new version of Android Studio, which is really powerful. Google Play gives developers tremendous reach in order to deploy their apps with the whole world. And Firebase makes it easier than ever to create great applications. And though I only touched on it in this presentation, Progressive Web Apps is an exciting step forward for the web by letting developers create a new class of high-quality, high-performance website that rivals native apps in its capabilities. So that's a summary of some of the technology platforms that we're sharing with developers. And to summarize from this morning, we run a bunch of different programs that also help developers. These were the Global Google Certification Program that certifies developers and in the process helps them create higher quality apps and helps them stand out in the job market. We announced this goal that we've set to train 100,000 Indonesians to be certified developers by 2020. To facilitate that, we're translating our online Android courses. We have 5. One is translated now into Bahasa Indonesia, or in the process of being translated, and after that's done, we'll have 4 more coming soon. Peter, is that course done, or is it still in process? It's done today. Wow. Oh, this is an announcement moment. It's done. Udacity.com/Indonesia. So, and then we've run the Android Kejar program that has in-person workshop-based training classes for these courses. We'll have another instance of the Android Kejar coming soon. We also have Google Developer Groups. We have over 10,000 participants of Google Developer Groups here in Indonesia. These are groups that help developers get together and share the latest learnings with each other. And finally, we have the Launchpad Accelerator Program, which is a 6-month program that gives startups free money, equity-free funding, Google mentors, and a 2-week all-expenses-paid trip to Mountain View, California for intensive training. I hope this has given you a sense of the excitement, of the enthusiasm, of the commitment we feel to participate with and support the Indonesian developer ecosystem.
Ada pertanyaan dari teman-teman media khusus tentang tools-tools buat developers di Indonesia? Yakin? Nggak ada pertanyaan? Okay, so Ben, we have one question.
My curiosity. Is it all free, if I'm not mistaken?
Generally, most of it is free. Google Play is a course based on revenue sharing, as it looks like you're already familiar with. So if developers choose to charge for their apps, there's a revenue share. With Firebase, Firebase has 3 different plans based on how popular your app is. There's a free plan that is entirely free. And then for certain of the products inside of Firebase, there are high costs associated with it for us internally if we were to make it completely free. And so we have a middle tier that costs a modest amount per month that gives developers, for example, more storage capacity for their assets. And then there's a final sort of metered tier where developers pay Google Cloud pricing for some of these products. And we can follow up with the specific pricing plans if you're interested.
Okay, so
other products like Firebase Analytics are free no matter what.
So Ben, I'm thinking we may, because I'm not sure what time you're coming back, we may do a picture with you and the startups while we've got our friends here.
Yeah, great.
And then if you're able to come back later on and talk a bit more. But I think that's good. We should probably move on to the next slide. So thank you very much, Feeling. Thank you so much.
Thank you.